DC has the most police per capita than any other jurisdiction that exists in on American soil, period. There's nowhere that comes close. Even during the height of 2020, the summer of 2020, when there were police just crawling over DC, and I'm telling you this as like a person who has lived and organized in DC for 15 plus years, and I have seen the gamut of so many different uprisings and different things that have happened. I have never seen this scale of policing in my neighborhood in my life. It's hard to even quantify the level of harm that is causing, but the way that that looks is I'm just like walking home from a friend's place on whatever night along, let's just say for people who aren't kind of familiar with DC, one of the areas in DC that is like a hot spot for police activity has been the Ward 1 area where I live and I do most of my organizing in large part because that's where much of the migrant community is. And I both mean from like the Latina and like African diaspora. So I'm walking along in Ward 1 between like the checkpoints that they set up, between just like on any given street, just like 2 nights ago, I'm like walking down a street that normally, quite honestly, I do see like a cop car or two. Like the whole street is just lined up with like Metro Transit police cop cars. Various different federal agencies are crawling all over all of the time. And while you probably can assess that, because DC is such an overly surveilled city, there's always been some level of like federal agencies sort of like being like watchers of, certain communities, right? But not out in open to this degree ever before that I have seen. And there has just been no sort of like restraint in who they're stopping, who they're pulling over. It's obvious who they're targeting, but I'll just say it out loud. It's migrant communities, unhoused people, Black and brown youth, sex workers. Those are the people that are actually receiving the brunt of what's happening. And if you fit into those buckets, you can guarantee that if you are walking down the street in Ward 1 at any given time, there's a pretty good chance that like you could be the one that they pick that day.